Dr. Jesse Riggin with Delmarva Chiropractic and Wellness Center, and today we're going to be talking about neck adjustments. Got my trusty sidekick Benny here. So cervical adjustment or neck adjustment is typically thought of from C1 or even the occiput down to C7. So base of the skull down to the top of the shoulders here. And you know, when we get an adjustment, a lot of people think of chiropractic in terms of adjusting the bones or the joints, which is definitely the case. But the other thing that we're doing, probably more importantly, what we're doing is providing some input into the central nervous system and the peripheral nervous system. And what that comes down to is when we adjust the spine, we put an input into the central nervous system, into the brain. The brain interprets that, and then it has an output. And that comes out in two different ways. One is that there's actually changes in the autonomic nervous system. So the autonomic nervous system and things like blood pressure and breathing rate and heart rate. And then the somatic nervous system, which are things like muscle strength. And we see changes in all of that post-adjustment, whether it's the cervical spine or lower down. The other interesting part about adjusting the neck is the upper cervical region, which is where a lot of our proprioceptive receptors are that tell our central nervous system where we are in space. So what that equates to is if we adjust or we change some of the input from that area, we can actually see changes in the posture all the way down into the pelvis, and that's why you'll see a lot of chiropractors, for a good reason, checking the leg length, because when we adjust the upper neck or anywhere really throughout the spine, we can see changes in that input to the central nervous system and then that output. All right, and with that said, we're gonna ask Kaylee to come down, and we're gonna assess her for some cervical restrictions, and if indicated, we will adjust her with her permission. Now these are pretty standard, what we call diversified spinal adjustments. There's many ways to adjust the cervical spine and the spine in general. Today we're going to go with some of the more common. All right, so usually I come in and I start out by assessing that upper area, and I'll just check her range of motion here. Good. And it feels to me like she has a little bit of a restriction kind of in this upper right C1, C2 area, and then probably down in the C5, C6 area. So is it okay if we adjust those areas today, Kaylee? Mm-hmm. Good. We'll start a little bit lower down. There we go. And this one just a little higher up. Go. How are we doing with that, Kaylee?
Good.
Good. All right. Thank you very much, Kaylee. And hope that was informative. If you liked it, go ahead and share it with your friends and give us some feedback.